Hello everybody, my name is Ina Vögele and with me is my partner Maripi. She will introduce herself in a minute. Let's just share about myself. Right now I live in Frankfurt, Germany, and throughout my career I have been living in various places abroad. It was the UK, Japan, and most recently Vienna in Austria. A fun fact about myself is when living in Austria, I fell in love with ballroom dancing. And that was not just a fantastic hobby, and I had a great dancing partner, but it was also came along with all these exciting nights out, ball nights out, where you had these glamorous events, for example, in the Viennese Hofburg. That was much fun. So let me hand over to Maripi, and she will introduce herself.
Hello, my name is Maria del Pilar Panitso, but as Ina mentioned, everybody knows me as Maripi. I live in Lima, Peru, and have always lived and worked in Latin America. Right now, for almost 20 years in the aviation industry. A fun fact about me is that in 2019, I joined the MBA program at Frankfurt School, which required me to fly every 3 weeks for the weekend to Frankfurt. That was an important part of the experience for me because I wanted to expand my horizons in every single aspect. But due to COVID-19, all of us ended doing half of the program at home, and for me, back in Peru as I started. Why do we want to become entrepreneurs? Actually, I think I can speak for Ina and for me when I say that we didn't think about becoming entrepreneurs. I think this has been part of the transformational experience that comes with going through the MBA. We decided to work in our thesis project together about transportation. We fell in love with our idea. We think we have something interesting between hands, and we decided to give it a chance. So Ina will explain to you our business idea, FlexMo.
So let's share about the idea of FlexMo. It's a company called FlexMo, and it is an app-based solution offering a mobility budget to corporations and corporate customers. So it should replace the company car in the end, and it integrates a vast majority of transport modes. It's a flexible, sustainable, one-stop shop solution. And let's see where this journey will take us. We are very excited in being part of this Female Founders Program, and I'm much looking forward to meeting you all guys very soon.
Hi, I'm Giovanna, I'm 35 years old. I have a history in finance. I worked in a bank for 8 years. I spent most of my money for traveling, at least when it's not Corona time. I lived in Spain for a year. I lived in Texas for a year when I went to school. This, by the way, explains my weird accent that I just cannot control and get rid of. I started my entrepreneur life last year. How did this happen? To be honest, I don't know. It just happened. I had an idea, I pursued it, it was the right moment, and then step by step, I got here where I am today, having joined forces with a great team of 3 other people. And together we are on a really big mission because we want to build the first programmable quantum simulator in Germany for industrial use, which is also data center compatible. So you can literally put it into a rack in a data center, which is really cool and very unique. And very scalable as well, so really, really cool. And quantum technology is just super fascinating and evolving so quickly. So I don't know, just amazing to be part of that. So I'm very happy. We are applying for a grant at the moment to start manufacturing. We're also getting ready to raise venture capital to support the start. And yeah, I'm very excited to share all those challenges that we are facing with you and to get to know you and share experiences, support each other. I think it's great. great to be part of this network and this program. And yeah, I forgot about the fun fact. I don't know, I'm really bad in such things. I guess I don't know, I skip lunch to have cake in the afternoon, but you can never tell my kids that, never.
Hi, I'm Helen and I live in Saarbrücken near the French border. After graduating from high school, I lived and worked in Canada and Hawaii for several months because I always had the dream to discover the unique wildlife, endless space and untouched landscape. After that, I decided to study product design in Saarbrücken. Besides my creative streak, I also a passionate outdoor sportsman. I do triathlon, go climbing, diving, mountain biking and much more. That's why I come into contact with sports products a lot. Combining both passions was the decisive factor in developing an individual cycling shoe. I always have the problem that I can't find really good running shoes for myself. And many cyclist friends also complained again and again about painful pressure points on their feet. So I asked myself how I could produce an individual cycling shoe that not only fits and can be automated and produced with new technologies, but it also stands for the future, for sustainability and innovation. For me, being an entrepreneur means one thing above all, being encourageous and enriching the world with something necessary and making it a little bit better. If it could do that, I would be very happy.
Hello everyone, I'm Ann-Kathrin Meyer and I'm currently living in Berlin. A fun fact about me is that I'm maybe over curious about exploring, traveling and outdoor sports. This curiosity led me traveling from Portugal to Germany on a bike that is older than me. After 3,000 kilometers on a bike that is anything but perfect for such a trip, I am convinced that my ability to handle any situation is based on the right people, my motivation and creativity, and not necessarily on the perfect equipment. This experience brings me to why I want to be an entrepreneur. It excites me to walk on new ground, to find new and creative solutions, and to shape a company's vision. The idea of my business partner Thorsten Heinen and me is to create a booking platform for individual surf experiences. At the end of the Female Founders Program, I want to have a clear vision about the product concept and a market entry strategy. I am excited to be part of the Female Founders Network and to learn from you all.
And welcome back, community of Accelerator Frankfurt. We are launching Wave 9. Incredible. It's 1 p.m. CET in Frankfurt, and I'm your host and founder of Accelerator Frankfurt, Ram Shoham, together with my co-founder, Maria. Hey, Maria.
Hi, Ram. Good to be here again. Amazing how time flies.
Insane, right? Wave 9. It's been more than 5 years
special for the
now.
Wave 10.
Huh?
We have to do something special for the Wave 10.
Yes, and I believe I need to do a count, but I believe we've reached the 50 startups in our portfolio now. So that's pretty impressive.
Many milestones.
Yes. So for those of you who don't know, Accelerator Frankfurt is the first accelerator in Frankfurt. Frankfurt is a banking city with more than 200 banks. Very wealthy area, I would say, but also has the nature in the surroundings. We set up Accelerator Frankfurt mainly to provide digitization and innovation to the financial institutions, And Accelerator Frankfurt has been the gateway for startups to meet decision makers in the financial institutions. A little bit about my background. I've been over 20 years in the finance sector. I'm a credit risk guy, worked in leverage buyouts in investment banking, went to credit risk management, and financial crisis moved more to venture capital. Already 10 years, more than 10 years, 11 years in venture capital now, working with startups, with entrepreneurs. I've seen quite a lot out there. I don't call myself an expert, but I do have some experience. And it's always easier to give somebody a little bit of an outside perspective. By nature, I'm a connector. I have a big network, both of investors as well as banking people. And I use that connection to help entrepreneurs here to actually improve their businesses. And sometimes if they need to fail fast, fail cheap, and start it all over again. That's what we're here for. I'm together with Maria, my co-founder. We're both entrepreneurs. Maria, maybe a short background about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. So I was born in Sweden to Finnish parents. So I'm a weird minority of Swedish-speaking Finn. I became first an engineer, and then I did an MBA, and then my last degree was in organizational psychology. So I guess I made a full circle, and I guess I took something a little bit of each of these things with me. And I lived in Europe and of course in Asia. We met with Ram in China, of all places, and I think we were both drawn to this idea of how to do things differently than working for a big corporate. So I think we have a lot of we understand those people who are wondering, oh, I worked for 15 years, I don't know, 20 years, 10 years in a big corporate, and now I'm to do something else. So I think in a way this program is exactly for those people who maybe already started their company, but normally have probably some kind of corporate background. And I would say that they are good at maybe taking some kind of risk calculation and thinking of, if I'm going to do this step of becoming an entrepreneur, or if I already did, then how can I improve my chances of succeeding? And one way is to make sure that you are surrounded by people who maybe know a little bit more than you, or at least know different things than you, so you can strengthen your network. So that's the thing why we are here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maria. And of course, this is a special program we're having. This is the second female founders program that we're running. The first one was last autumn, and it was instigated by you, Maria, that you felt there's a need, right, to promote women entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think, I'm a little bit of this kind of person that gets tired of people just talking about stuff and not doing anything. And I think, it's so easy to talk about stuff and, to theorize how we should do different things differently. And then I had already thought about it some years. And, since we were running the acceleration program and wondering why we had so few women in there, and we actually had like one female founder. So then you think, okay, so what could be the reason? Of course, many reasons. Maybe the industry we're in, the fintechs, the blockchain, cybersecurity. And then you think, okay, so if you have a problem, so what's the solution then? So how could we get more women to join our programs? And of course, if you look, I think in Germany, the statistics is that 16% of all the startups are founded by women. And then in a way, if you think you want to increase the numbers, so you have to, of course, start from the beginning. So how could we help women then set up a company and, to make it like, let's say, lower the barrier? And when I was speaking with many women, I realized that probably the problem is, of course, first you need to want to become an entrepreneur. If you don't want, forget about it. So I don't think that is the problem. I think the second problem is that, you maybe are not surrounded by people who already did it before, or who have maybe the technical skills that you need to set up a company. Of course, sometimes if you're lucky enough, you are a technical person, then I think it's easier to find those business people around you. So that was the idea, that we could help people, find peers, find other people who are as crazy as they are, wanting to set up a company, already wanted, but, wanting to succeed, and, have like a peer group with whom you could share your ideas and realize that you're not crazy. It's normal, actually, to set up a company. And that was like my desire, that I realized that let's stop feeling sorry about women, and saying, oh, we should help them. If our purpose is to find women who do want to start, they know that they want to start. They don't need anyone to encourage them with that, but who think, what, I could actually benefit of having a peer group around me, and people giving me feedback and helping me to find the best way to get from A to B.
Absolutely. And like you said, the first big step is just to start and to start somewhere. There's not many requirements to join our program. You can still have your own corporate job. You can still be a stay-at-home mother, but just get started. And I still am a little saddened that I see comments on our website or on the YouTube videos that, wow, great program, I'll definitely apply. And the application never arrives. So please, the women out there, if you have an idea, you want to meet like-minded women, just apply. We had a record number of applications for this second program. The first program was very inspiring. We had Carla, Hannah, Mia, and Maria, please help me out. Carla, Hannah, Mia, and Anu. Yes, and they are very close friends still today. I understand that they meet every 2 weeks, and they've helped each other. And they went to Mia has launched her platform, raised funding. Eventually, you can go check it out. And we hope to now repeat this success and build a little cult with the 6 wonderful ladies we have here. Which now we're going to introduce. They've been quiet for the last 10 minutes. But welcome, everybody. It's great to have you here. Thank you for putting up with us during the selection process. But we decided to increase the number a bit because there were just so many good ones. And we really were saddened to send messages to those who couldn't join us this program. But hopefully we can increase the resources in the future and make larger programs. So what I will do now, just let's get to know each other. Actually, this is the first time you all meet each other here. So just introduce yourself, a little bit of your background, where you're sitting, and what made you apply for the program. I'm not really interested at the moment about your company. We will get back to that. And I will start the way I see it on my screen. Noura, you're first on my screen. So, hi, Noura.
Hi, Ram. Thank you. So, hi, everyone. Hello, ladies. So, my name is Noura Laitio. I'm originally from Finland, but today I am sitting in London, as I have been for the past year and a half, due to certain circumstances. I am an economist by background. I used to work in finance and in development finance around the world, being based in Africa, South America, Asia for the past almost 20 years. And then a moment came when I got an idea and I needed to make a choice between my corporate job and jumping on the entrepreneurial bandwagon, and I'm on that journey. And the reason why I'm so delighted to be here and getting to know you guys is that it's a lonely journey. It's good to be the queen, obviously. When you're a co-founder and a CEO, you do get to make decisions, but it's a lonely pursuit. And it's the best thing I've done. It's the most creative thing, the most daring, crazy, batshit crazy thing I've done. But it would be so nice to get a few friends who are in the same position and who can share the stories and the way forward. So lovely to meet you, ladies.
Thank you, Noura. Thank you. And I guess you've answered the question of why you applied. And this is why we're here, hopefully, right?
Therapy.
Great. Helen. Hello, Helen. Good afternoon.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
I'm Helen. I'm from Germany, here in Saarbrücken. Saarbrücken is near Frankfurt, about 200 kilometers, I think. And I studied product design here. And I'm also a sports lover. That's because I'm doing this product I developed. And I applied for this project because it's very interesting for females. So I know just one, that's me here in my surrounding. And I think it's very cool. That's why I'm here.
Awesome, Helen. Thank you so much for joining. And we will get back to your product that you're working on. I'm excited to share it. So next in line, Anka. We call you Anka, although Ann-Kathrin Meyer, but Anka for sure, right?
Yeah, please call me Anka. Ann-Kathrin is like too serious and
Oh,
too
you're
long.
very tanned, Anka. Have you been surfing or something?
No, I would love to, but no. I'm pretty lucky, so I need only like 2 days in the sun. The German sun is fine for me. Then I get tanned. Thank you for me. I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm actually a bit of the person Maria was describing. I'm still working in a corporate environment, and I'm having with my business partner Torsten an idea, but we're like in a concept phase, and I'm hoping to discuss maybe my insecurities, and with other women. I think maybe every one of you knows which kind of insecurities, if you should get like the big step and quit your job. I've heard from your videos that many of you did that step already, which is really encouraging me, and also to go deeper in like really product concept phase. My background is like I'm from Stuttgart, but I'm living in Berlin at the moment, and I traveled a lot. I lived in Malaysia and in Shanghai, and I'm really like outdoor sports. Ram mentioned surfing, and but also bouldering and climbing and hiking, and cycling. You can in my free time you can find me outdoors with some activity. And that's about me. I'm 29, and actually I'm product manager for digital customer experience at Mercedes-Benz, and I'm responsible for the German market with that. So I'm experienced in pitching products, in developing a customer journey, and also in product placement. But I am not experienced with starting my own business and taking all the risk on my own shoulders. So I'm really looking forward to work with you.
Lovely, Anka. Thank you so much. So you see, it's starting to develop a picture. We have a development finance here. We have a designer. We have the user experience, the customer journey. Let's move on to Giovanna. You are also in Frankfurt, right?
Yes, exactly. I sit in Frankfurt, in the middle of the city, close to the main station. So nice area. I have a financial background as well, actually pretty similar to Ram. So I worked in leveraged finance for several years. And I started my entrepreneurial life, basically last year during my parental leave with my second child. And I just pursued an idea, and then so many things happened and came together. And ultimately, I'm now with another team, and we're pushing another idea, but this is a long story. And I'm very excited to be part of that program because I don't know, I think I face so many challenges ahead of mine, and I really don't know what's going to happen in the next months, and I'm just very happy to have people here I can talk to and discuss the circumstances with and just support each other. So I'm looking forward to meet you all. So
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Giovanna. And now we have a team of two female founders, Maripi and Ina. Please go ahead, one by one.
You want to go? You start?
Maripi, you're muted.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is Maripi Panitso. I am an architect. I live in Lima, Peru. So right now I'm seated in Latin America. I have been living here for my whole life. And in 2019, I decided to join the Frankfurt School EMBA, and that's where I met Ina. We decided to develop our thesis together, and we fell in love with our idea once we finished with it. And we were really sad that the thesis project was done, and we wanted to see if we could develop something out of it. We think we have a very good idea and a very good proposal. So we heard about the program and decided to apply just to have the space and the experience of some other people to decide if we really want to pursue this venture. Now, Ina.
Thanks, Maripi, and hi to everybody from my side. So I'm the second half of this idea of Flexmo. You will learn about this later. About myself, I live in Frankfurt, Germany. I'm a psychologist from my background. I have been in a corporate career pretty much all my life. It's in the aviation industry, and I'm an HR expert or an HR person. I have been pretty much done all HR roles that you can imagine in a corporation, maybe not all, but quite a lot. And about a couple of years ago, I decided there could be something more than just HR. And I was always like really interested to learn and do something more. And that was the MBA. I decided to do an executive MBA. That's where I met Maripi. And that was for me the starting point to basically broaden my horizon to something more. Well, the initial step was actually in going into a different business field within a corporation or within any, like, well, basically enterprise. And within the MBA, I think we came across these business ideas and basically the first impulse of what would it be if you were an entrepreneur. And we kept saying, you know, therefore you need an idea first, of course, you know. So we basically started it from the other perspective, saying it would be cool to be an entrepreneur, but what to do. And then it kind of all fell into place with the thesis project where we had an idea and where we started working together. And we only just finished about 4 weeks ago, so it's pretty new. And as Maripi already mentioned, we just realized there is something there on the table, and we have been working on this for the past few months. So let's see what we can get out of it and where we can drive this. So I'm excited to meet you all. I'm excited to learn with you, and I'm actually a strong believer in the female power. So I think it's good. Ram, you're welcome here too, but I'm happy to have such a big female power in here.
Thank you. Awesome. Very good. Yeah, Maria, from this first introduction, I see you've done a pretty good job in bringing diversity to our program. I have to give the credit to Maria. Maria, tell us a little bit about diversity and how you see it from your side.
Yeah. So I think sometimes, you know, people maybe get shocked about my idea of diversity, but so I guess it partly is dependent on the fact that, you know, I come from a, let's say, maybe quite egalitarian culture. You know, the Finnish or the Swedish culture is quite, you know, we consider ourselves quite egalitarian. And of course, I studied engineering, so I come from a school, you know, where we are quite few women. I think my class had like 20% women. Technical university, and then, you know, I continued working in a very male-dominated industry. So, and I actually never thought about, you know, that I was something, you know, special, or that it was something strange to work in this kind of environment. But of course, then, every now and then, some male colleague would tell me, well, but how do you feel like, being here among all the men? And then I'm looking around like, oh, yeah, really, actually, yeah, you're all here. Yeah. Well, I feel good. And it was always like, then, if you don't, so I would say that what I want to say is that diversity, I think it depends how you look at it. You can be like obsessed about it and see non-diversity everywhere you want, or then you can be open about it and think, what is it really? And for me, I try to think about diversity more as a mindset. How do we behave? How do we perceive risk? How do we how do we grab opportunities? And in a way, of course, it does come partly about how we are brought up. And I would say that the society still today is quite, I'm an engineer, but I'm talking now maybe more like a psychologist, or looking at the culture point of view, that we bring up boys as boys and we bring up girls as girls. So maybe I was lucky enough to be born with genes. I mean, Ina probably knows this from the psychology, that we always talk about nature and nurture. So we are born with a certain set of let's say software, and then we get upgraded by, let's say, education or our environment. And if you are, maybe we got a really junky piece of software because of the genetic material that we were produced from. We can only always blame our parents. Oh, it's because of you, because of you. But let's see if you think about this. But you can always upgrade, let's say, the software, and in the end, the end result could be even something amazing that could never have been thought about when this material was made. So this is how I in a way think about diversity. And I always think that it's more important that we have people who think differently. That's why I set up my own company, Mindclip Behavior, because I believe that behavior is the one that set us, how we think and how we behave. But of course, then I have to be a realist, and when I look at the world, and I can't deny the fact that, okay, Germany says it's 16% female startup founders. So then obviously there's something to do also with the gender issue. And partly I do believe it's about the upbringing and the school system, and we are lacking role models. I would say that if you do some kind of non-bias testing for yourself, and I remember doing this myself also, and then when you talk about you think about what is a doctor, and most of us would think a doctor, maybe today it could be maybe more women, because I think, or at least like in Finland, we have over half of the doctors actually today are female. There are more female doctors getting into the medical profession than male, and I think the same is probably for lawyers, which used to be in the old days like this prestige in all male dominated industries. But still, if you think about like a very special, like a surgeon, I think we would have probably a hard time imagining ourselves that the surgeon, or let's say the astronaut, would be a woman. But maybe in the future it's different. So what I'm trying to say, that I think the diversity is, for me, is a mindset. So we can ourselves decide whether we let it limit ourselves, or we take it as an opportunity. And I think yes, certain things, for example, that we do lack women in certain positions, I think it does hinder the fact that you can't think differently if you have everybody thinking the same. And we humans are quite comfort driven, so we like to surround ourselves with people who look like us, and many times we need to make a special effort. For example, like in big corporates, that we have to in a way hire women. If we have a male and a man, a male and a female for the same position, they're as qualified, we should probably opt for the woman. If we have an organization with 100% men or 80% men, to get this diversity, because then only we will know that does it bring a difference, because afterwards we can always rationalize why we did certain things. But so I think it's very difficult to make these kind of decisions trying to only look at behavior. And then I think what we want to bring for you, part of the program is that you, in a way, like I think, like Anka was saying, in a way, challenge your own fears. That what is it? What is hindering you from doing whatever you do? Maybe in the end you decided you will stick with the corporate life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think the important thing is that you give yourself the chance of thinking, playing with the idea. What if I would do it? Like my professor from Inside always said, what is the worst thing that could happen? And what is the worst thing? Well, you fail. So, I mean, are you going to die? Is somebody going to, hang you in a marketplace naked? Probably not. So it's like, sometimes we exaggerate our own fears about what could happen to us, and in the end, when you start actually thinking about it, how far could it go, and you realize it's actually something very ridiculous. But this is how we humans are driven, and sometimes if we don't open the curtains and look in, we think there's something spooky behind in the darkness. So yeah, so this is like my 5 cents about diversity and what we can do about it.
And therefore also why we have a diverse set of women here. They have diverse background, and in a way, the group here will be able to complement each other, because this is what we really want to bring. Maria, a little bit about MindClip perhaps, and how we're going to use it also, and how it brings diversity to teams.
Yeah. So I think like Ram said there. So what our purpose was to try to find women that of course, that they are driven and they really are passionate about their own idea and they want to pursue it, but also that we have like different kind of skill sets, because you can always learn best from people who are different than you, or who have different kind of skill sets. And yes, so the company that I set up, Mindclip Behavior, and we're going to use this also as part of the program, because we want to help you to understand how do you see yourself and how do others maybe perceive you. And the idea is, of course, always like that we shouldn't concentrate on the things that we don't care about. We should concentrate on the things that we do care about. So, for example, if somebody tells me that Maria, you're such an unempathic person. If one person tells me, I can say, this the stupid person, they don't know anything about me. But then if I hear it from 3-4 people, maybe I have to think about, maybe there is something there. Maybe I don't actually take into consideration other people's feelings, or listen to what they have to say, or really focus on giving them time. So this is the thing. So okay, if it does bother me, then maybe I should do something about it. So that's what we in a way want to use the tool for. And in principle, it's a very simple tool. I mean, I'm sure you all did Myers-Briggs, I don't know, 15 personalities, all these kind of personality, let's say, styles that analysis there are. And in a way, what I understood also, and what I've myself experienced and what I heard from others, is that the problem with those kind of things is that yes, it's cool to find out what I am, or which box I land on this kind of survey, but what then? What am I going to do with this? And this is in a way what the tool does, that this is just, we do this kind of survey, but it's just a starting point that we say, okay, so this is how I see myself, this is how my colleagues see me, so what can I do about it? What kind of behavior would I like to change? What is like my ideal me? What do I want to become? Is it that I want to be more proactive? Is it I want to be better at listening? Is it that I want to have more patience? Whatever that thing is, or less afraid of certain things, or it doesn't matter, but it's something that's important for me. And then I will start with small tasks, trying to change that. And of course, the idea is you can live in your little bubble and think you're doing great. But when you get feedback from your team members, say, you know what, I didn't see you changing that behavior last week. So no, keep on doing it. So, and this is it's the essence about the tool, that you are weekly giving yourself a self-reflection, and then you get some feedback from your team. So, and that's how you measure the progress in a way, in reality. So yeah. I believe in things that you can measure. So I think it's always important to set yourself a goal and then somehow, measure it, how you can do it. It's like, you training for marathon. You have a certain goal. You say, I want to run this much every week and whatever. And my end goal is that my final time in marathon is like, I don't know, less than 4 hours or whatever. And then, that's how you measure yourself. Did I really succeed? But it's better to have these small goals, like weekly goals. Okay, I go and jog, I don't know, 5K this week. And then you see, okay, I did it. And then next week you have a different goal. So not pursuing for the huge, big thing first, but splitting it, to small tasks.
Thanks, Maria. Now I'll go through a few things, to some tips for the program and during the program. And after that, you can start presenting your startup shortly in 3-4 minutes. in a conversation way, no slides or anything. Just present your startup and we'll take it from there.
You could imagine for the startup talk that you are lucky enough to end up in a lift. You know, I don't know what is the highest building in somewhere in Dubai that it takes you 3 minutes to get to the top, and you have now the chance of your lifetime to get the attention of this person whoever it is, someone who is very important to you, to convince them that whatever you're doing is worth having another conversation about. Not to explain them everything about it, but to make them interested enough that if you tell is it okay that I contact you, they say, wow, yeah, I want to hear more.
Exactly. That's one of the things we like to emphasize, is that when you speak to outsiders, when you speak to investors or clients, you should assume that they don't really know, they're not experts in your business. So you have to make it as simple as possible for them to understand it in less than 2 minutes. So that's a skill that you get. When we used to run the accelerator on premise in Frankfurt, the launch event was attended by around 150 people, and you would stand on stage and present it, and afterwards there would be a cocktail party, and obviously you can't talk to all the 150 people. So you need to have a skill to how to connect to as many as possible and then go for follow-up meetings. Just get them interested. Again, the accelerator, I mean, you can get as much as you want from it. It's really up to you how much you want to get out of the program. You can be very active, you can be very collaborative on Slack, on our Slack channel, for example, or really talking to our mentors and follow up, or you can be less. At the end of the day, we see from experience, the ones who are more active, they get much more from it, and they actually succeed better. So that's up to you how much you want to be involved. We're not here to take time and take attendance and so forth. Collaborate, this is very important. This is the key. And by collaborating, I mean, when the other person is presenting, be there, be active also. You know each other's businesses. You're going to get to know each other pretty well in the coming weeks. So bring your own perspective. And even now, if you think of something, cut me off and ask a question, whatever you need. So really, collaboration is a key to our program. And I recommend to take notes. Always. So when you all introduced yourself, this is actually recorded. You can go back to see the recording. What here, Maripi? Oh, you're in Peru. Nura, you have something going on in Peru, I think. I don't know. So just take notes. And this is just between you, but you're going to also get a lot of feedback from the mentors that you're going to meet through the program. So take notes and go back to these notes. It's a pity a lot gets lost if you just don't take notes and who to follow up with and so forth. Be open to feedback. This is super important for any entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs that can't take feedback will fail for sure. I have not seen a single entrepreneur succeed that can't get feedback. They maybe think they succeed because they had a lot of money up front, but success is measured a little bit differently, whether the business succeeds or not.
And you don't always have to agree with the feedback, but it's like, just say, okay, I'll think about it, or just because sometimes, yes, there are also people, of course, who give you too much feedback, but it's like,
exactly. So you don't always have to agree, but this is also why we selected you. We felt that you're open to receive feedback and you can develop. Be always cautious of time. We're going to have once a week 2-hour sessions. We're 5 teams. There's going to be investors and mentors, and we're going to try and divide the time equally. So really be cautious of time to allow also for the others. And you can always reach out to the mentors afterwards. Just remember that they don't work for you. the mentors. They're very busy people. So it's also a skill to learn how to manage the mentors and make them want to actually help you and give their time to you. The program schedule, as we said, we're meeting every Wednesday. Today we will start. Maria will give a presentation about the business canvas, and we'll go on Miro, which is a collaborative tool, and show you the business canvases there. Now, the tools that we're using, such as Miro, such as Slack, these are really good tools, which I recommend also to implement within your daily lives. They really help bring the team together, especially nowadays when we're all working remotely. Next week we'll have a regular mentoring session, and we'll go more about the messaging, about why you're doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, true entrepreneurs don't do it for the money. They have a deeper meaning behind it, why they're doing what they're doing. So I will send out a video which you can watch up front before the session. And on the third session, we'll already start meeting investors. I have already a couple of investors, they're business angels. And the idea is not that they invest in you, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it's a mentoring session. So they will hear you out from an investor's perspective, ask you the questions, and hopefully you start getting the hang of it and getting better at it. And then we were going to have, this will be live stream. It will be on the 9th of June. I will send out the schedule on the Slack, but on the 9th of June, we're going to have a design session. And hopefully by then you can show some of your decks to a professional designer. I know, Helen, you're a designer as well, so maybe you'll have a good sparring partner there. It's Loie, she's based in Berlin, but she's amazing. At least that's what I hear from our alumni startups that have been working with her. And towards the end, Demo Day is scheduled for the 30th of June. And a week before, we're bringing a professional pitch trainer, Daphna Melchior. She's based in Jerusalem. And she's helped prime ministers with their speeches. So truly professional. She does miracles, and she's energetic, and she loves working with the accelerator. So you will have this pitching session. So by then, hopefully you'll have your slides and you've already practiced some of the pitching sessions, and we're going to target a 5-minute pitch. And that's when the demo day, you will go one by one and you'll present, and we will live stream as well. So that's a little bit of how the program is going. Before I hand it to Maria, you will coordinate now their presentations a bit. I just want to say that our mission statement in Accelerator Frankfurt is to attract passionate people and help them grow. And my background is in surfing. I've been surfing since the age of 6. And one thing that surfers and entrepreneurs have in common is really this passion. And what surfing has taught me is when I was competing during the tour, I was always surrounded by passionate people, by surfers, and we always collaborated and helped each other. And this is really what surfing taught me after I stopped surfing professionally, is to continue to surround myself by passionate people. It makes life worth living. It gives a meaning. And I'm happy to have you here. I'm surrounded by truly passionate people. And that's what drives me. Then also another thing that surfing taught me is you crash a lot. I nearly drowned twice in my life, some really dramatic stories. Experience does help, and the right team, the right tools also helps. But crashing also teaches you not to crash. So you take a wave, you crash, then you get back on your board, you paddle back out and take another wave, and maybe you don't crash, you know. So people always ask me, why do I keep doing this? Why do I travel around the world, surf these huge waves, and nearly drown, you know, risk myself? And I tell them that once in a while, you do catch that perfect wave, and the feeling is amazing, and you want to experience it again. So you're here now trying to catch your perfect waves, I have to say. And it's just like startups at the end of the day. So a lot of startups fail. The idea is that if you fail fast, and you get back on your board, you get back out there and try again. And on average, it takes 5 fails to hit the jackpot. That's statistics what they say, but it's not for everyone. I think Mark Zuckerberg had about 10 startups before Facebook. So just you take that into account. So yeah, don't be afraid to fail. If you fail fast. At least you learn from the experience, and that's all I have to say from my surfing side. Last but not least, our name is Accelerator Frankfurt. Starts with an A. Don't confuse it. Don't say Frankfurt Accelerator, because if you do, you owe me a beer. Every time you mix it, you owe me a beer. And hopefully we will meet and you will buy me those beers. And I have a lot of beers from my alumni. So thank you very much, Maria. Take it away.
Cool. Yes, I think now comes the exciting part that we can imaginary take our lift tour up to the very high building in somewhere in exotic place. So I think we could start with Nora. And I think what Nora is doing is something exciting. I've always loved the Finnish education system, and I think that's what she's doing is amazing. So please,
Oh, bless
take it
you,
away.
Maria. Into the deep end again. So, ladies and everyone, so like I told you, I used to live around the world. I was working in impact investment, development finance, and wherever I went, I would have people asking me, Nora, you're from Finland, and Finland has this amazing education system. Is there any way that you could package the secret sauce and bring it to our country, sort of fill in the name of the country? And it was sort of my job to look for scalable concepts from Finland and other Nordic countries to bring into fast growth economies. And I kept looking and looking something in the education sector that I felt the world and the families of the world really needed. And I couldn't find it. And at the same time, I could see school groups saying, oh, we're British school, American, Canadian school, so taking over the world with the help of technology. And I thought, why isn't anybody from Finland doing this? Let's take technology. Let's take our expertise from Finland, the way we train our teachers, the way we teach our children, the content, the methodology, the ethos, and bring it to around the world with the help of technology. So that's the way Finland Way was born. We had our first schools, we trained our first teachers and involved our first families and children in Peru and in Brazil. From there, we continued expanding into Vietnam. Now we have schools, 4 schools in Morocco. We have our new school in Mumbai, India, and we are looking forward to starting preschools all around the world. So indeed, with the help of technology, we are packaging the best practices from Finland so that they are adaptable, accessible, and affordable to normal families, normal children in the world, to give them the best start in life. And it's the best thing I've done with my skills and with my career. So it's really cool. Education. That's my business.
Amazing.
Thank
I
you.
love it. So let's see what we can do to help Nora to get that boost that this company needs. And as you can see, it's so funny. So we have a connection to Peru without even thinking about it. So funny thing. Cool. And then I think we go to a bit more sporty event. So we have Helen, who is a passionate triathlonist, and her cycling shoe Please.
Yeah. Yeah, to say I'm a triathlete, so I had a problem that I don't find very good running shoes or cycling shoes. They don't fit to my feet, and I asked myself why there are not in customized cycling shoe. So yeah, I developed an innovative cycling shoe to the target market triathlon and cycling, and then I established to the quality market leader, and up to now we found standardized mass products that are neither custom fit or optimized in terms of performance. So orthopedic requirements of the individual customer are completely negligent. With Gegenwind, so that's the startup I founded. We want to setting new standards in functionality, design, and ergonomics. So we combine new technologies such as additive manufacturing and IT with scientific know-how from the fields of orthopedics, ergonomics, sports medicine, biomechanics, and training science. And we want to offer a product that is individual in all areas and serve both amateur and competitive athletes. So that's that's my
very technical, but of course we love technical challenges, and I think Anka will be your very happy first test client on trying your shoes.
Yeah, I have already a prototype, so but we want to make it a bit automatically and improved it more. So that's the next step.
Exactly. So I think, that's what normally many times things start from. They start from a real personal, need that you have, a problem that you encountered, then you want to find a solution. Cool. And now we have Anka, and she is developing a platform for a sport that some of us really love. So take it away.
Yeah, so I started a couple of years ago surfing, and I'm still not a really good surfer, but I really have fun with it, and I really like to go on holidays with surfing. And I still, even though I know now a bit and I do develop a bit of knowledge, I have every time the same problem that I don't know where are the waves good for this certain time of the year. Where should I go? And then the next thing, I really like to have like a surf house where they give you accommodation and a surf course, and you meet people who do the same way of holidays. So, and yeah, that's still my problem. I got a bit better with that since I know more people who surf now, and I know where to look it up, and I know how to read the forecast, things which I didn't know before. And with that problem came the idea that there is no really surfing platform for surf house bookings and also not lessons. You have, of course, booking and Airbnb, but there you can't book with the surf course. And other way around, there are a couple of surfing blogs which you may not know when you're just planning your first or second surf holiday. And that's the idea, to create a platform to bring surf industry or surf businesses together with potential customers. And like, we are not deeply into detail. There should be a booking function. Maybe there should be a community and also content about surfing.
Cool. That sounds amazing. I'm sure we will use your platform immediately when it's available. Very nice. And then we have Giovanna, and I am super excited because, we started first talking about something totally different. And then she was like, by the way, I'm doing this quantum computing thing. I was like, what? So, Giovanna, let us know, what is it that you're doing?
Yeah, exactly. I actually started. Maybe I start where we started. I started my entrepreneurial life with like a totally different startup last year, which is the huge heart project of mine. And on my way pursuing that idea, I met with a team, or I got connected with a team of physicists how you say it in English, physicist, physica, and
Physicist, no? Maybe Nora, you lived the longest time in UK, so
physicist. It's a really
physicist.
difficult.
I think it's physicist or physician, but I think if they work with physics, it's physicist.
Physicist, yes, and they focus on quantum technology. And we are planning to build the first programmable quantum simulator for industrial usage in Germany. And quantum technology is super exciting because a lot of things are happening, particularly in the US, where the huge players like Amazon and co just invest a gigantic sum of money to accelerate quantum technology and bring them to market. And here in Germany, we are research experts, but we are not really applying it and bringing it to industrial use. And this is what we are planning to do. And yeah, it's really exciting because, well, we obviously need some money to do that, and some money for the hardware and also the people actually building the simulator. So we are applying for grants at the moment, and we're also getting ready to raise venture capital to support the start. And yeah, so we are very excited because it's all new for all of us and really challenging. And yeah, but I think it's going to be great.
Amazing,
Looking forward
amazing.
to it. Yes, yeah.
Cool. No, I think yes. I think we have really so far. I mean, we've seen we go from, we go from education to to sports to platforms to to quantum computing, and then I think we have still one interesting company from Ina and Maripi
Yes,
that is also in a way a platform.
it's a platform.
Sustainability, you could say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please take it away.
I just, Maripi, I start and you please jump to my side.
Sure.
So we basically want to revolutionize the corporate mobility fringe benefits. That is the idea. And we came from the problem or from the thinking that, at the moment you have the corporate, the company car, and big corporations give it away to their employees or to their leadership staff. And these cars just, sit in the garage. They're not used all the time. It's getting more and more difficult to find parking spaces in big cities. That's another problem. And at the same time, we have this trend where, the younger generation doesn't really want a corporate company car any longer. They're just not really interested in it. They'd rather have, some kind of shared mobility at their hands. You see it in all the B2C opportunities out there. They have their cars they share, they have their scooters and bikes they share, they use public transport. So that was all basically the problem situation, and we wanted to solve and offer something in a B2B market to corporate customers. So what we developed so far is a platform, and we call our company Flexmo. And the platform brings together basically all loose ends that you need for this idea. So what we offer to corporate customers and the end users is the platform where we integrate all mobility providers, like a variety of mobility modes that come into in an area or in a city that are interesting. We also integrate the payment solution, which is a very special thing, because a lot of these competitors don't do that. They don't go the way of payment, but we also integrate that. So basically, if we have a corporation collaborating with us, they just have to allow a certain budget for a certain customer group, and then the customers have the app, Flexmo app. They go to it and they can choose whatever mobility they like, and that can be whatever Uber, that can be a shared car, or back and forth. So basically, they save a lot of money, they save a lot of hassle, and we basically do it all for them. So it's sustainable. It's a one-stop shop, we call it. It's very convenient and flexible. So that's the idea.
Yep. Cool. And we have decided Frankfurt as our first initiative, but we think we could scale this idea to any city actually in the world.
Absolutely. And in a way, you could say that you are utilizing, I think this is like how the future scenario seems to be. I think, that we don't own our own cars, but we can, share all kind of vehicles that we are using. So of course that would be
Sure.
much more efficient than the company cars that are not used a lot. Cool, very nice. So those were our 5 teams in this current female founder program. And I guess, Ram, this was the end of the official part, the live stream part.
Yes, I think now we get to work, and we'll come back to live stream in a couple of weeks. You'll hear it in the social media, but we feel that working in a more intimate setting would get us further than streaming every week. So those who have tuned in, thank you very much. Feel free to send us any questions, contact the participants. You have their videos and their LinkedIn information on this video as well. And we will see you shortly soon. Ladies, really, thank you. You've been excellent, and we hope it's a great journey in the coming weeks.
So we'll stay, the viewers will, until next time.